Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. Today I wanted to go through and give you guys an updated analysis inside of Tezos. Tezos has been one of my favorite altcoin positions, and it is actually getting ready to be breaking all-time highs and heading into price discovery. I want to talk about this one today because I'm expecting to see anywhere from about a 2 to a 3x move coming inside of Tezos that is going to behave very similarly to what we just experienced with Chainlink. Chainlink has been leading the market and Tezos has been right behind. And I'm expecting that with the move that we just saw out of Chainlink, Tezos is going to be breaking out and making a huge impulse very soon. So make sure you guys pay attention because you don't want to miss out on any of this exciting profit opportunity. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Make sure that you guys click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And always remember guys, I have the fastest growing and the very best Discord community for cryptocurrency, and I would absolutely love it if you guys joined. It's totally free for anybody that wants to join. On the Discord server, I also offer my more exclusive content like the video course and Signal. So if you're somebody that wants to copy my educational content and you want to be able to learn all of the skill set required to be a profitable analyst, or you're somebody that wants to copy my long-term portfolio along with all of those other trades that I take, make sure that you guys stay all the way to the end of this video because I'm going to be taking a couple minutes to explain how you guys can sign up, the pros of doing so, and how we can get you guys going today. Alright guys, we got a lot of really exciting things to talk about with Tezos. I know that this one's setting up to make a huge ROI, so without further ado, let's jump right in the video today. Alrighty guys, so here we are taking a look at Tezos on the dollar. As you guys can tell, we're currently sitting at just under $4 and we are about to be breaking out of this cycle high. And this is a huge deal guys because I've been a big time Tezos buyer since right around $1. That was right around when I first started buying. I think it was at $1.11 that I first bought. And so right around here at this low point was when I first started actually accumulating my Tezos. I saw this as a really good opportunity and I foresaw this as being one of the leaders of the pack, and thus far I've been proven right. And I'm really glad that I did that. Now, as you guys know, I've been a big supporter of Tezos and Chainlink, but I wasn't a huge supporter of those until more recently. Once I started seeing how they outperformed the rest of the market, once I saw how quickly they were outpacing everything, that was when I put a lot more faith into those. And I was actually Tezos that I put the most faith into at the first. Tezos was one of my first long-term holds with Ethereum, with Bitcoin and XRP, and then I actually added Chainlink to that once I started seeing how well it was performing. And so now we're starting to see Tezos really starting to catch up with Chainlink. Chainlink's been leading the market. Tezos has been right behind it. But now we're starting to see, you know, a little bit of a short-term pullback inside of Chainlink, and now we're starting to see Tezos lead. And so I wanted to go through and talk about Tezos. I wanted to update you guys because now we're coming to the next important part of this, whereas where are we going next, right? And so we've had this big crash after COVID, and we're just now starting to break out of that cycle high. And really, there's only a couple other resistances that we have. Now, when I look at this, there's a couple things that I look at here. Now, when I go to analyze the Elliott Wave count, it's important to understand something. So let's drop this to a weekly time frame, and let's look at this. So to understand Elliott Waves, we have to understand kind of the way this looks. And so this big impulse and then this big crash is just what's called an ABC correction. So big A, B, C, right? And the C wave has 5 impulse waves down. So 1, 3, 5, right? And then that was our corrective move. And now out of a corrective move starts the new uptrend. And so this is kind of where we've been at for a little while now. This was our 1 wave, this was our 3 wave, and this was our 5 wave, right? And then COVID was our A, B, C correction back down. And so realistically, this entire move right here was just wave 1, right? 1. And now we're working on wave 3. And that's kind of what I've been updating you guys with for a little while now. I've been expecting that this next wave is going to be one that's pretty parabolic. And so it's important that we pay attention. You know, we could very easily see this 3 wave, you know, break above this resistance of the B wave. And that's kind of what I'm expecting here. Because in wave 1, we got really close to this B wave. It doesn't make sense that in wave 3, the most impulsive of Elliott Wave rules, that it's just going to bounce right up here and then correct. I don't think so. I think it's more likely that this one goes super parabolic, and we could very easily be seeing new all-time highs. Now, something to understand here if you go and look at this chart on TradingView, none of this previous cycle is even going to exist. And so the majority of exchanges only have it like to here at the most. And so that's kind of the way that I'm counting this wave structure. This is just our first impulse. 1, 3, 5, ABC. That finishes wave 1. And now we're just working on the subwaves of wave 3. And so that's really why we're seeing such a parabolic move. There's tons of buy volume coming in here, and it's because we're just getting ready for the big move, right? And that's really what's to be expected after this point. Now, one thing that I thought is really, really interesting that I think you guys are going to like is if we actually come over here and we take the Chainlink consolidation before we recently broke out and went to $13. If we take that consolidation and actually layer it over Tezos today, you guys are actually going to start to understand the same type of correlation that I've been trying to make here. Because that's really what I see out of this specific type of consolidation. It's roughly the same type of market structure that we saw with Chainlink, right? So Chainlink, we had the same type of accumulation. Make this big impulse, and then COVID happens, and we crash super hard. And then we started this kind of sideways accumulation, right? And both of them have been following roughly the same type of trend. It's pretty much the same thing. And that's the cool thing with these cryptos, guys, is the charts themselves look very much the same. Obviously, there can be some differences. Like Chainlink itself doesn't really make too much of a downtrend here. We just kind of made this little rising wedge and this accumulation up. Whereas Tezos kind of made that same accumulation, but then we had this short-term sell-off before, repeating that same thing. And so overall, it's the same market structure. There's just a little bit of a difference here. But nonetheless, same little type of sell-off here. Little sell-off here, little sell-off here, and then we're bouncing. And so really, to me, we're like right here. And we're just getting that impulse, and we're just barely breaking past those highs, right? And so that's where we are in the cycle. And if obviously we saw what happened with Chainlink, and that thing really started going, which is why I've been so big in buying Tezos, because I foresee this as being a big leader, and it has been leading the market up to this point. And anytime you see the big, genuine leader being Tezos, and you have a coin that's following really closely to, anytime you have a big leader in anytime you have a huge leader in Chainlink, and then you have another coin that's leading the market and it's following closely to Chainlink and Tezos, why wouldn't you buy that? And that's the thing here, guys. It's the same market structure that we're seeing here. We're seeing a ton of volume coming in with this market, and we're just barely starting to break out of resistance. This thing is going to fly, and it's going to happen quick. And so if you weren't already investing, if you weren't already buying all of your bags, you're missing out on this stuff now. And that's the thing, and that's the big warning of what I try and tell you guys with making these videos. I was very adamant about telling you guys that this was a good buy all the way through here, and I said that that's what I was doing. I've been very adamant about talking how openly I am about investing into Tezos, and I talk that I think it's a good hold because of those reasons. You can have staking with Tezos. I'm actually staking Tezos on my Ledger wallet. My little ledger right here. I'm actually staking Tezos on there. I don't remember which baker I used. It was like a Korean baker, Seoul, I think, but they had lower fees, and it was a more trusted one, and so I just went for that. And so I'm actually earning over 5.5% through staking off of my Tezos, which isn't really a ton of money, but it's enough of an income that I'm very thankful for it. I earn enough a month off of annual interest off of Tezos that if Tezos is over $100, I'm potentially earning hundreds of dollars a day off of my investments. And so that's the thing here, guys. With Tezos, it's been my bigger cryptocurrency holding, one of them, because of the fact it pays me interest. And so, with the bank account, I don't earn anything. In fact, I just lose everything because of off of inflation alone. And so with Tezos, not only does this asset go up in value and I'm making an ROI off of that, but I'm also getting paid in interest of that crypto for holding it. So as it goes up in value, the interest that I'm accumulating off of holding it is also going up in value, and I'm just making a lot of money in the process. And so that's really my biggest reason for liking this. But guys, with us breaking out of this resistance here, we don't have another resistance until about $6. So we're going to at least go here. My guess is that we go to $6 before a pullback. And even then, we could go much higher. We could go to, upwards of $7.50 before a pullback. And that's something I want you guys to understand. This thing can really start ripping up before, it's done. And we might get a pullback here and then start heading upwards to that all-time high mark. I don't know. I really don't. But we're going to watch and see. We're going to see what really starts to take place out of this, because this one is going to perform well. It's going to be a leader of the market, and we need to understand that heading into this. Now, let's quickly dive into the Bitcoin pair. I want to talk about some things here because the Bitcoin pair itself is actually about to break out. And the Bitcoin pair has been one that I've been watching pretty closely and updating you guys with because it was a pretty obvious buy signal for me. And it was a very obvious buy signal a number of different times, actually. So what I kind of been updating you guys with has been this major resistance, well, technically resistance and support, just this level, right? Just this level here. This level at, I don't know, 25,000 sats, 250,000 sats. I don't really know exactly because I'm on a CoinMarketCap chart. But anyways, guys, this has acted as a major level. Whether it's resistance, whether it's support, resistance, resistance, and then it was acting as support here. So recently we'd acted support here, 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 and neither of these times was it looking like it was going to reject and fall lower. And there was every single time we would hit this, we'd get a nice bounce of buy volume, right? And so this was a pretty obvious support and resistance flip. You know, this was acting as resistance for a significant amount of months. We flipped this level here recently in February. We flipped it, and every time we hit this level, we'd bounce. That is a very obvious support and resistance flip. And so this entire accumulation here, you know, type of triangle bull flag type thing, I don't really know, but I'm expecting it to be resolved by a breakout upwards of this all-time high mark, which would take us, you know, upwards of here, this resistance here, which, like I said, it's like 720,000 satoshis, I believe. I think that's the number. Honestly, guys, you'd have to look on TradingView. Just type in TradingView, go look on their charts, and just look at what the price gives you when you look at their charts. Because that's really what I'm going to be expecting in this next impulse, is this big move up here. It's nice because I've been accumulating Tezos since down in here. This is where I first started buying Tezos, added to a lot of Tezos here, added to a lot more here, and have been buying quite a bit down in here on the support floor. So I've done a lot of accumulation on here. I don't think I'm actually going to accumulate any more for the long term. If I decide to day trade some, I'll probably just throw a margin long on and do it that way because I've accumulated a pretty heavy bag here. I put a lot of money into these markets, and so I'm going to see what they turn into. I don't really care to buy too much more for the long term because, you know, it just doesn't make as much sense to me with how everything's starting to impulse. For me, it was always the opportunity was at the bottom of the cycle, and that's what I told you guys. For me, I've been accumulating in the bottoms of here, and that's really what I've been very adamant about talking to you guys, is the fact that if you're not buying in the bottoms, you know, you don't want to be buying up here because that's the market's already gotten so high that the risk reward isn't in your favor anymore. And so, you know, a lot of people are starting to understand that. A lot of people are starting to wake up to the realization that they missed out on all the cheap gains, and they've already seen the coins leave their support floors, and they're starting to impulse. Some are breaking new all-time highs, and, you know, it's really the people that were willing to buy when everything was the most fearful. Those are the people that are making the highest ROI right now. And so I wanted to give you guys this update with Tezos because I haven't really talked about it for a little while. It looks exceptionally well. It's still one of my favorite altcoins. I'm still holding a very significant bag of I'm still holding a very large bag of it, and now I'm expecting a pretty nice run coming. Like I said, 2 to 3x. About where we're sitting at to this resistance is about, you know, 120%, and that's the Bitcoin pair. Obviously, the dollar pair might differ a little bit because, you know, this dollar pair might be really close to the same. It's only about 50%. But nonetheless, you know, these resistances, they're going to get hit, but I'm expecting more uptrending from here. I don't expect this to just be the top. I think that we're going to be breaking out and making a very big impulse coming soon. So that's really my biggest reason for talking about this. Wanted to give you guys an update. Really, it's just following Tezos. Really, it's just following Chainlink. Anytime a coin's going to, everything follows Chainlink, but when it follows it this closely, I'm a big time believer in it because Chainlink's been just outperforming everything. And on top of that, Tezos has been performing the majority. On top of that, you know, we're starting to see the same correlations. I'm just buying everything, guys. It just looks good. So wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page here. If you guys found value in this, always remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more updates. Now, quickly, before we wrap things up, I want to take a couple minutes to explain how you guys can sign up for the video course and signals for you guys that would like to have access to that. Because honestly, guys, you know, if you would have been a part of the group, we would have been buying all the way down in here. We would have taken profits on this move up here, and then we would have bought back this entire dip. And you would have been filled throughout this entire move in profit. And that's the cool thing, guys. You know, not only are you guys going to be able to copy my portfolio and all those trades that I take, but I also offer my my video course where for the people that would rather just learn how to for the people that would rather just want to learn how to trade these markets with consistency, you're somebody that wants to come out here and you want to actually, do the technical analysis, you want to learn how to make a trading plan, do your own trades, then the video course is going to be this thing for you, because it's 20 educational videos that are going to teach you guys all of my trading plans, all of my skills that I use to profit inside of these markets. And so if you're somebody that wants to do this by yourself, the video course is going to be the thing for you. Now, the people that would rather just copy my long-term portfolio, I post all of my private trades and I put them in my Discord server for you guys to copy. Now 80% of my portfolio goes to long-term holding. And so when you guys get access to my signals, you're going to immediately get access to my long-term portfolio, so you know what I'm holding, so you can allocate your portfolio like that. And then I keep an additional 20% of my portfolio for all of the short-term signals that I post inside of my group. And so that way I can, take a lot of the shorter-term stuff. I can also take some of the long-term stuff. And so you guys are getting a full around, really solid portfolio balance. And so this is interesting to you guys. All you guys got to do to join is click in the description of this video, and there you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord server. Once you guys have access, you can shoot me a message, or you can shoot any of the 6 moderators a message, and we will be here to help you guys get started on the right path to profiting today. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you all for everything that you do for this channel. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. And with all that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.